This is Jim Wyatt from the Tennessean. I'll be in New York for Super Bowl 48, at least in New Jersey, which is where the game's going to be played, but we'll certainly be in New York throughout the week, covering the events of the game. So make sure to check Tennessean.com, check the blog, check @JWyatt Sports on Twitter, because it's going to be a busy week like it always is during the Super Bowl. And I know the big question is what the weather's going to be like. I'm getting ready to give you the 3 keys, at least my 3 keys to the game, and keep in mind the weather could play a role in the game, a big role in the game, like no Super Bowl before. A lot of the Super Bowls are played indoors, played in warm environments where weather's not a factor. This week, this Super Bowl could be different. But my 3 keys to the game, I'm going to start with the Denver Broncos and their #1 offense going against Seattle and their #1 defense, specifically what Seattle can do to fluster Peyton Manning. He's a guy that threw 55 touchdown passes this year, set an NFL record for passing yards. Seattle's defense is nasty, and they like to play that way. And how they're able to match up against Denver's receivers, how they're able to fluster Peyton Manning will go a long way in determining who wins this game. The Titans played both the Broncos and the Seahawks this year, so I'm certainly familiar with what their plan was to try to stop them. And one thing against Denver is you've got receivers who they like to run pick plays, and they like to do things to get open, and that plays, to be honest with you, right into Seattle's wheelhouse, if you ask me, because they're big physical receivers. Especially, Richard Sherman is a guy I know everybody's heard about by now if you didn't hear about him before, by the way he talks, but by the way he plays, and he's kind of the same way. He plays the same way as a lot of those guys in the Seattle secondary. They got big physical corners, they got good safeties, and if they're able to keep Peyton Manning from getting comfortable, able to keep his receivers from getting comfortable and being able to get into a rhythm, I think they've got a great chance to win this game and a great chance to slow the Broncos down. Now, flip that over to the other side, and Russell Wilson's a quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, and he's a pain to deal with. The Titans faced him this year, and one thing they were worried about more than anything else was trying to contain him, try to keep him from beating you by scrambling around and making plays. Yes, Russell Wilson can escape a rush, take off for a 10, 15-yard run, but he's also a guy capable of running around back there, biding some time, and then throwing the ball deep downfield. You saw him do it against the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. He looked like he was sacked. He scrambles around, throws the ball deep for a 50-yard completion. That's the kind of thing he can do. He's a very gifted quarterback, a very dangerous quarterback. I think Denver's certainly got a tough defense, and they've played well in the playoffs so far, but containing Russell Wilson, making sure he doesn't burn you there is going to be another big key. And I'm going to keep one more key, because this is, especially if the weather's a factor, I think this part of the game becomes even more of a factor. But Seattle, as dangerous as Russell Wilson is, Marshawn Lynch is a bruiser of a running back, and they've got a good rushing offense, 4th in the NFL in rushing offense, Denver 19th in the league in rushing defense. One of the keys to beating Denver and Peyton Manning is to play keep away from him. Don't let him have the football. And if Seattle can control the clock, control the football, yes, you're going to have some timely, scrambles and some plays made by Russell Wilson. But if Marshawn Lynch can get going, have one of these 140, 150-yard games like he's had before, doing a lot of work, running between the tackles, picking up 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 3s, they can keep the ball away from Manning, limit his effectiveness, and keep their defense fresh. And I think that certainly gives Seattle a good chance to win this game. I think it's going to be a great Super Bowl, really do. I think the fact that it's going to be outdoors, going to be a cold weather, environment, I think that plays into Seattle's hands a little bit, gives them a little bit of an advantage there. It's tough to bet against Peyton Manning because of what he can do and giving them 2 weeks to prepare. But I think it certainly has all the ingredients to be an exciting Super Bowl. I'm looking forward to it. Make sure, again, to follow Tennessean.com, check the blogs, check @JWyatt Sports on Twitter. Be shooting videos in New York throughout the week. So should be an exciting week leading up to the game, and hopefully the game is a dandy and not a dud.